Heather from here booktubes, and today is books I no longer recommend. This is what you guys voted for on a Instagram story, so this is what you're getting. These are books that I read and enjoyed and recommended on my channel for a while. And I don't really recommend them anymore for different reasons that we are about to get into. First one is the Rock Chick series by Kristen Ashley. I recently reread in an ill-fated read-along the first two books and really just did not enjoy them. They are quite dated. I always knew that Rock Chick was not my favorite and that I kind of recommended it with the asterisk beside it. But honestly, if you have not already read and loved a lot of Kristen Ashley books, I don't think that you should read Rock Chick. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's a good starting place. I've never really thought that was a good starting place, but like I said, recently rereading the first couple, I really think it's a poor starting place on her backlist. I always am going to recommend that you start with the hookup. That's where I start. That's where I think everyone should start. Yeah, Rock Chick has not aged the best. I won't recommend it again on my channel. And the next one is Hide and Seek, which is Hide #1 by Layla Frost. I got this from a Goodreads list that was for fans of Kristen Ashley. And this one, he's such an immature, stupid little alpha, and I can't stand him. I reread this book and was like, oh no. I don't even like this anymore. He owns a mechanic shop. She's a baker. She's very sweet. He like flips out when he finds out that she's a virgin and just like does all these things, like has anger issues, honestly. And I was like, this is not hot. I don't like this. I don't like anything about this. And rereading it really ruined that for me. I haven't recommended it since. Next is Nikki the Driver, which is Under Boss Insurrection #2 by Kate C. Wells. I love Kate C. Wells, but this is one book I don't recommend because the disordered eating content is really heavy throughout the entire book. You're actively watching her be in an eating disorder. She's not in recovery or anything like that. It happens on page. It happens multiple times. You have like that stress and that like in her mindset. Her mafia guy worships the ground that she walks on, and I liked that. I really liked the way that he loved her, but I don't have any sort of personal triggers with eating disorders, and it was still a lot to be reading. Like, I just found it very stressful. So I don't recommend it at all because eating disorders are so common. I don't want anyone picking this up not knowing about it, so I just don't recommend it at all. Especially because when I think of that book, again, like I really liked the way that he loved her, but I think of being stressed out, which kind of sucks, especially because she has a trans sister in the mafia and he like gets them both to freedom. And so there were a lot of parts that were great. I might reread this and just skip all of the eating stuff, all the scenes, but I've never recommended it on my channel. Next is Burn, which is The Dark in You #1 by Suzanne Wright. This is demon urban fantasy romance and I loved it. I loved it. I had the best time. I had so much fun with these books. And then I read the book after this main couple and it had the most horrific trauma porn about a child being locked in a car and dying. And they even had it happen like magically, and they had like a spell where it was a flashback and you were caught in this scene for pages and pages and pages, and I don't trust her anymore. That book makes me so angry. I don't trust her anymore. I won't pick up any more of her books. I've never recommended her books since reading that one. And it sucks because there was a lot that I liked. And I'm not even saying that at all that like I couldn't recommend them. It's just emotionally, when I think about it, I think about that book and how upset I was by it. And like, I'm not having a good time. I don't feel good about recommending it because I feel like tightness in my chest and like a knot in my stomach, and it's just like, that sucks so bad. The next one is A Lesson in Blackmail by Katie Robichaux. A problematic queen. I actually stopped recommending this author for something that she did. I don't remember what it was. You can look at my authors I won't promote on my channel. I don't remember what it was. I want to say she was in it. She was in one of those. But A Lesson in Blackmail is so problematic, and I loved it so much. I loved it so much. You don't even understand. I had the best time with this book. Problematic. So basically, she's like a 22-year-old school librarian, and he's the 18-year-old king of the school, and she is in the BDSM scene. And she's an experienced submissive, and he like didn't know that he was into being a dom, but he learns for her, and he's like very much the aggressor, and he's following her, and he is coming on to her and all of that. Brace yourselves, because we haven't even gotten to the problematic part yet. And I know you're looking at me like, Heather, that already sounds very questionable. You are right. You are correct. I agree with you. But I loved this book, okay? But he has really bad OCD, and then BDSM fixes him. Don't look at me. Anyways, I read it a couple times. I talked about it a lot. I loved it. And then I remember seeing this one-star review. And I was like, well, you're right about everything. I fear you are correct. And also someone recommended it in this one video where I could not roll my eyes hard enough and I got the ick. And the last one is The Never King, which is Vicious Lost Boys #1 by Nikki St. Crow. This series went downhill with a quickness. It's a Peter Pan dark romance retelling. I could not care less about Peter Pan, but I did really enjoy it. There's definitely a lot of trauma. But here comes my husband. Can we wrap this up before he walks in? But yeah, I'm not going to recommend a book where the rest of the series is so bad. So even though I really enjoyed the first couple books, was it book 3 or was it book 4 that I DNF'd like 2 seconds in and none of my friends liked it and it like wasn't good at all. So for that reason, like I'm not going to recommend it, because what's the point? What was the point of telling you, hey, this one's so much fun, but as you continue the series, it gets worse? It's kind of like people who recommend books that they're like, you have to read the first 5 books and they're not that good, but then book 6, it really all comes together. Like, absolutely not. Could never be me. Will never be me. That's not a thing I'm going to be doing. So that's it. Those are some books that I just no longer recommend. Not really because of the author behaving badly or anything like that, but because the books, I just can't recommend them anymore. They're not that good. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.